Hello everyone, my name is Misha,
My name is Zachary.
and we are two members from the MLZH Productions group. And today, this project is going to be going over our almost final project, and it'll basically show everyone how to properly install everything, how to properly clone the repository, and make sure you have everything to locally run it on a database server. And then we'll show the features, and we'll show the different little stuff that goes in the background, and then initially the problems or things we want to add in the future. So to start off with, we want to make sure that we have Postgres SQL downloaded already and set up. And then you want to go to our GitHub repository link by pressing the code, and then you'll just press the copy URL to clipboard. And from there, you want to open VS Code. From there, you want to, if you're working on a project already, you just press new window and close your old one. You want to clone Git repository. From there, you'll paste your link, press enter, and since I have already cloned this a couple times, we'll just press clone again. We'll make a brand new folder, and we can just name it Project Final. You'll select the repository destination, and everything will load. I like to open a new window, keep it clean. Cool. Now that we're here, we have a couple things that we want to do before we just npm start everything. So we have different folders with different things. This is our entire project. And before we do anything, we are locally hosting the database server from our computer. So you will need to make a new file under the server folder, and you'll just call it .env. From there, you can just copy and paste exactly what I have here, but you'll want to change your password. This password is just a simple temporary password that is used to start up the server and make sure that the proper information from our backend talks to the database and the database responds to it. So you'll just copy everything, and you'll want to change this. Once you have that settled, you want to go into your full screen. You're going to find this little area down here, pull up, and you want to have the terminal. This is crucial for everything or starting up your database server. So right before I do that, I'm just going to open my pgadmin 4, make sure this loads up really quick, and I log in just so we can see what exactly is going on. I get prompted with this. I'll use that password that I used before. I'm not going to forget it. And this is just basically what I have so far, different inquiries that I wanted to use, but we also have our schema SQL file that has more of the stuff that we want to see. So now that we're back here and we have our server up, we want to go into the terminal and we want to type npm install. This will download any extra nodes that we need for this project to work. It will take a little quick 30 seconds or less to download, and don't worry about all this nonsense, nothing important, well, for us otherwise. And after, you're going to want to type another command called npm install cores. This will properly allow each part of the backend and database to actually talk to each other, and it'll be good to go. After that, you want to add a second terminal, and for the first one, to run the front end, you want to type npm start. Once you do that, it'll open the web page on its own automatically. You can ignore all these little things, and you'll be prompted with this screen, And before we continue with this, we want to go back to our VS Code, go into that second PowerShell. Just to be safe, you also want to make sure that you npm install cores here, because you don't want to get this error that isn't red, it's just a bunch of gray text and then it shows some green. If you ever get that, you just want to run this command again. Then you want to cd into the server. From there, you also want to make sure you run npm install, just so you can avoid having this error right here. This is just saying it's missing certain information, and after you do npm install and install cores again in this separate terminal, that's when you want to run the server. Perfect. And once you see this, this is good. This is fine. Don't worry about anything else. That's what you want to see. So now, if we go back to the website, we can now talk about the logging in, admin accounts, and everything in between.
So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to create an account. You'll see you have a option for a username, an email address, and a password. Every time you submit this registration form to make a new account, your password will never be stored as a plain text. It will be hashed before it even touches the database. As you can see right here, it'll show you your access level, which is restricted because all accounts are made at a restricted access level. On the right, you'll see the Dinosaur Sandbox game. Below, there is an IAM role and permissions, which show all your information, your sandbox, and submit feedback. Back to the right, for the Dinosaur Sandbox game, you can see we have a difficulty modifier. And for this modifier, it will change the difficulty of the dinosaur game itself. It's one of those old timing games on your Google. For example, if your Google went down, it'd display one of these games. It shows the score, the high score. We are currently in the process of implementing a global database that will pull the top 5 scores and display them to the user. As you can see, there's the score and the high score. And we have the submit feedback, view profile, play sandbox. It'll show your permissions. And then you'll see right here when we go to make an account incorrectly, Misha's going to cover the errors that it will show you, and then he will walk you through the admin side.
Before that, we also want to mention that since we have an account already made with JDoe, and we use a new email, new password, there will be an error, which says something, gmail.com, 23456, username or email already registered. So that will help us reduce any redundant names or accounts, and will force the username to have like a 1, for example. And if that's taken, we can add another number or switch it to 2, whatever. From there, we also wanted to, as Zach was saying, show the admin side. So the admin portal, we just have here just for anyone to log in real quick. And then password. So, as you can tell, since this is an IAM, we want an identity access management, or dashboard rather. We want to make sure that you can see different things. So we wanted to have live alerts, live logs, live everything. And you can tell that we have the different icons here just for core health, regarding your device, and then the JWT sessions, and any account that's logged in, that will also show up here. And then we are connected to the database, the nodes are connected, and then for our security, we have a standard security wall. Then we can click up here in these 4 icons. This will be our dashboard. And we want to keep things kind of simple, and we want to add more functions to this. But basically, it'll show you the amount of users, the amount of active admin users, and for now it should only be one. We wanted to make sure that we have a secure way of doing this, and if we wanted to implement something in the future, we just add the ability from an admin account to add a new admin account. But an admin account can't forget their password or can't forget certain things. And then for our authenticated database, it's locally being hosted on port 5432. Our front end is port 3000 and our back end is 5000. And that's just the name of it, and we can tell it's online. This is the team members. This is what MOCH is. M is for my name, Z is for Zach, L is for Lucas, and H is for Hunter, and we have these different roles specializing in each part of this project. And the audit logs. So rather than the database manager or an analyst can see all the logs, we wanted to have a simple yet effective log tracker. Zach is actually currently implementing a geographical API log system where we could actually see a user's IP. But unfortunately, GitHub really hates us, and for some reason wasn't allowing him to upload his Porsche, like his literal API setup. So we are going to get that fixed before the final submission. But as you can see here, we have password reset, register success, and then login fails. And as you saw earlier, there's a duplicate, another duplicate. So we are going to get different types of errors or logs within this page right here, which is really convenient and really nice. You see the time, the date, and everything. If we go to our database, for now I just wanted to have just some simple commands just so it wasn't too confusing. It's running this command. It's just showing who was last active, but I'm going to execute query and use this, and this will show you all the logs too. And hopefully with everything we can actually get more information clarifying, because I know the IP address on this says something else, but the actual IPs here are going to be different. And then we have our PK or primary key, which is the ID, and everything else is going to just be either a foreign key or just a part in our table or database that's added over time. And from that, that's about it for our security homepage.
Thanks for taking the time to watch this video.